Mr. President.
I recognize the Majority Whip.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the quorum call be vitiated.
Without objection.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent to waive the mandatory quorum calls with respect to the cloture on the Pratt and the LaCour Jr. nominations.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, today marks day 28 of the Schumer shutdown of the United States government. Democrats continue to block a clean, continuing resolution that would reopen the government. For them, it's a big game. And for the American people, they continue to suffer. So listen to your own words. Listen to what Senator Schumer has said. He gloated to the press. He said, every day gets better for us. I got to wonder who the us is, because it's not the American people. And then just last week, the Democrat whip, the House of Representatives, she said to the press in an interview, broadcast on television, proudly proclaiming, it looks like, she says, of course there will be families that are going to suffer. And she said, but that is one of the few leverage times we have. Leverage? The Democrats are playing the politics of pain, and the American people are the ones that are suffering. And it's wrong, it's heartless, it's mean. Leverage for what? Taxpayer giveaways of health care funded by the taxpayers to illegal immigrants who stormed into this country in the last administration? Is that why they're shutting down the government? Leverage for that? Leverage for $1.5 trillion in new spending? Leverage so they can eliminate the one thing that we passed this summer to help our rural hospitals, $50 billion for rural hospitals, remote hospitals like those that we have all across the country. They want to get rid of that. Leverage for that. Leverage that they continue to suck up to the far left radical wing of their party they're trying to impress. That's not good for our country. Mr. President, it's not good for health care. It's not good for anything. I'm a doctor, practiced medicine in Wyoming for 24 years, and look, I want Americans to have high-quality, affordable health care. That's what we want for the American citizens. But right now, that's impossible because American health care is broken. The Democrats broke it. They broke it when they passed Obamacare. The day they passed Obamacare, they broke health care in America. And a headline in the Sunday New York Times proves the point. First three words, Obamacare is pricey. That's what they've done. They said, oh, we want to lower the cost of care. They didn't. They misnamed it, put the word affordable. There's nothing affordable about it. Obamacare has been pricey from the beginning, and it's getting worse. The Washington Post editorial page agrees. They wrote recently, quote, the real problem is that the Affordable Care Act was never actually affordable. That's the Washington Post. They're right. Obamacare is a failed program. It's failed financially. Democrats created it, and they continue to defend the failure today. Democrats tried to prop up Obamacare with very juicy subsidies to try to hold down out-of-pocket costs. Then when Joe Biden became president, Democrats added Biden COVID bonus payments on top of all the subsidies. These payments are an admission that Obamacare's flaws have only gotten worse. Democrats voted twice to make these Biden COVID bonus payments temporary. The first was scheduled to end in 2022, but they were noting that Obamacare was still failing miserably, so they extended the payments again, and they extended them to the end of this year. Democrats set the expiration date. Democrats created the cliff. Democrats created what they are now referring to as a crisis. Remember, Democrats created Obamacare, and they created these Biden COVID bonus payments, and they did it without a single Republican vote. Not in the House, not in the Senate, not a single one. These payments were always intended to be temporary, or so they claimed. Democrats' own report that they wrote back there when they passed it says they were to be applied, quote, during the public health emergency. Today, Democrats are now demanding $350 billion in permanent new spending. Why? Because they need to prop up Obamacare once again because it's failed. When the Democrats say fix it now, what they're really saying is prop up Obamacare forever. It's wrong. COVID is over. Democrats probably didn't see the memo. Maybe they don't realize it's over. They're still trying to go after money for COVID. Look, even after the Biden bonus COVID payments expire, the federal government is still going to pay for 80% of the average Obamacare enrollee's premium because Obamacare is pricey. That's what the New York Times tells us. What is expiring now is this added cash that Democrats paid insurers during the pandemic. Money didn't go to private individuals, didn't go to the citizens, it went to the insurance companies. They won't tell you that either. These Biden COVID bonus payments are riddled with waste, fraud, abuse, and actual corruption. Democrats removed every income limit on the subsidies. No means testing whatsoever. And you hear Bernie Sanders come out to the floor and say, oh, we can't do this for millionaires and billionaires. They did it for millionaires and billionaires. Remove the upper limit. Anybody, sky's the limit. No matter how much money you make, no matter what's going on in your life, you get these bonus payments through COVID, through the Democrats, and they want to make it permanent. It's absolutely wrong. It's ridiculous. In 2024, 12 million people that they've enrolled in this program got insurance that they never used. And since the subsidies flow directly to the insurance company from the government, the insurers pocketed tens of billions of dollars even though the enrollees did not make a single claim. So how does that happen? Well, let me talk about some of the waste and some actual fraud and manipulation that's going on, because in 29 states of our 50, more people are claiming full benefits than are eligible for those benefits in the state. How can the Democrats have that to do with that for the last 4 years? That's what we're trying to take a look at and say, Mr. President, this is wrong. 6.4 million people under the Biden administration were improperly enrolled that year. $27 billion paid by hardworking taxpayers for all of these people who were improperly enrolled. At least 1.6 million people were doubly enrolled in both Medicaid and in Obamacare, which of course is not allowed. It's illegal. You can't do it. Democrats allowed it to happen because they don't care. They've never shown they care. It's all a political game for them. You heard it. You heard the whip in the House say, oh, no, this gives us leverage. You heard the minority leader here, Chuck Schumer, say every day gets better for them. Well, it doesn't get better for the American people. This isn't about making health care more affordable. This is a direct theft of taxpayer money. And it's all to prop up a program that they named after President Obama, Obamacare, and it's a program that never worked. Health care costs continue to go up. Obamacare failed to address that. And as even the New York Times said on Sunday, Obamacare is pricey. So what caused those prices to go up? Well, Democrats did, of course. When government pays any price, insurers can charge any price. It's exactly what's happening today. And now it's the American families who are paying their taxes who are paying the price. Republicans will not allow Democrats to paper over the inadequacies of Obamacare. We want to get to the root cause of the cost of high medical care. Democrats are protecting waste, fraud, abuse, and corruption. At the same time, federal workers are getting and going on unpaid. Enough is enough. Even liberal labor unions are fed up with the Democrats' politics of pain. And we've seen it. Finally, yesterday, the American Federation of Government Employees urged Democrats join Republicans, reopen the government. So what exactly did they say? They said both political parties have made their point, and then went on to say, it is time to pass a clean continuing resolution and end the shutdown today. Not half measures, no gamesmanship. That's from the union that has for years and years and years supported Democrat candidates across the board. They're saying do what Republicans have been saying from the beginning, pass a clean continuing resolution. Remember, they did it 13 times when Joe Biden was president, and now they voted against it 13 times with Donald Trump in the White House. It's a big political game for the Democrats, and it's a dangerous game, and the American people are suffering. So are the Democrats going to listen to the union that represented and worked with the Democrats to get them elected in the first place? Well, we're going to find out. Let me echo what Leader Thune said. Republicans are happy to address Obamacare's many failures, but first we need to reopen the government. There's not going to be negotiations while the government is closed. We're not going to negotiate with hostage takers. We need to reopen the government and then talk about all the things that people want to talk about. Because right now, our troops, women, infants, and children in the Women, Infants, and Children program, they shouldn't be used as leverage for the Democrats to try to save their failed programs. Air traffic controllers, TSA agents, who I talked to yesterday coming through Wyoming to come back to Washington, they don't want to be used as pawns. They don't want to be thought of as chips on the table in a political game of leverage. And Chuck Schumer saying every day gets better for us. That's wrong, Mr. President. The American people deserve better. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.